The Amazing Digital Circus became an internet phenomenon when it first released in 2023. After the pilot release, it quickly became the most viewed indie series on YouTube. That is insane, and it felt like everyone was talking about it. And the show is on Netflix, and it recently got a Fortnite collab. Like, literally, you cannot tell me that Digital Circus is not mainstream. Anyways, what are we talking about again? Oh yeah! Digital Circus The Last What? The spring weather has my allergies acting up. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh yeah! Well, around the time I'm making this part of the video, the Digital Circus finale has finally come out in theaters. Right now, as I'm recording this part, it is not on YouTube. It comes on YouTube around this week, so yeah. I saw it in theaters around the day after it came in theaters. And now, you're probably asking, what did I think of this episode? I thought it was okay. It wasn't the best episode. I didn't really like the episode, but it was okay. Anyways, let's get into the review. So, let's delve into it. So the episode starts with everyone gathered around the now corrupted circus, where Pomni starts asking Kinger how he was able to accidentally delete Kane. And then he basically tells Pomni that he was messing with the console, and then Jax gets mad and goes on a full rant about Kinger and how he messed up. After Jax's rant, Kinger basically tells them that they're brain scans, and then they kind of all accept it, I guess. And then Jax has another crash out, and then everyone leaves. Pomni and Kinger then try to conjure the circus, and then everyone else joins, except Jax. If you're wondering where Jax was, well, he abstracted. Off camera, by the way. I do feel like they should have showed him abstracting on camera so we can get a little bit more information on how they abstract. To be fair, we did kind of get that in episode 7, but not really. So yeah, basically, that was kind of wasted potential. And then we get a scene of Zooble comforting Gangle after Jax abstracted, because that basically happens like most of the episodes. I'm not joking. Anyways, Pomni tries to come up with a plan to keep Jax contained. Then Ragatha mentions that her and Jax were once friends. Kind of. She also starts mentioning Ribbit, and how Jax promised Ragatha to never talk about Ribbit. And then Pomni and Ragatha have a hug, and Pomni tries to contain Jax. So yeah. If you couldn't tell by now, Ragatha's only purpose in this episode is to explain Jax's origin to Pomni, and that's it. You'd think she'd be a secondary protagonist to Pomni and Jax, but nope, she's not. Anyways, Pomni goes up to Jax while he's abstracted, and then somehow she manages to go inside of Jax's mind, where we see multiple doors. Now, I don't know what others think, but I really like this. It shows us the perspective of Jax if any one of them abstracted, and I think that's really cool. So let's get into them. Now, the first one starts with Ragatha abstracting, and then Pomni tells Jax that she is going to help him.
I can fix you.
And then for some reason, Jax starts Darth Vader choking Pomni. You know, just without all the telekinesis stuff. And he's doing it like he's an entity from a back room.
Captain Clark's Ottoman Empire!
And then the next one has Jax flirting with Gangle. Okay. And then the next one has Gangle abstracting. And it's done in this Looney Tunes style where Jax makes Zooble fall down a cliff. Then we get to another door, and it has all 3 Jaxes playing cards. These, I guess, are basically his personalities. And then they all get Thanos snapped out of existence. And then the one that's playing the piano gives Pomni the key to the secret door that gives us the origin about Jax. And it's all about Jax and Rivet, which I don't have a problem with, but at least it gives us finally the answer to why Jax hides his origin. And that is, he accidentally made his mom fall. And then after, Jax starts acting like a complete jerk to Rivet because she pried too much for Jax's secret, which eventually leads to her abstracting. R.I.P. And then Kaufmo, who by the way I thought was voiced by Markiplier while watching this, he's not, tells Jax that he probably found a way to escape, which obviously led to him abstracting. After that, Pomni finds herself in this dark void where she sees Jax under a lamppost. She tries to go up to Jax, and Jax is trying to stop her from going up to him. And then Pomni hugs Jax. And then Jax slips on 2 grenades and blows up. And then all of the circus members rescue Pomni from Jax. And then they build a fort for Jax to sleep in. Later, we cut to Kane, who is in the void. Hang on. I thought he got deleted in the last episode. How was he alive? Kinger sure wasn't able to code him back. The computer fell in the void. So how? I don't know. And then Kane finds a folder that has all the circus members' names in it. And he also gets access to Google. And then Kane's evil version starts taking over and he takes out the blue AI. I thought the red AI was the evil one. But whatever. And then Kane comes back to the circus and is like, hey everybody, I'm good now. And then like there's no backlash to him. And it's just like, everyone's like, well, you know you tortured us, but it's good to have you back. And then Kane shows this video that he made showing what everyone's doing with their lives and what they're doing now. And then Kane gives them all to have creative mode in the circus. And then we do this whole thing where they're having fun. And then it ends with everyone at the table ready to eat, just like in episode 1. And then Pomni waves at us. And that's pretty much the episode. It was fine. It wasn't the best episode, and it wasn't the worst episode at the same time. There's a lot I liked about it, and there are kind of a couple of complaints that I had with it. So let's get into it. Now, the animation in this episode is gorgeous. There are a lot of scenes that made me think, wow, that's amazing in this episode. I really liked the music in the finale. Like, a lot of it was really peak. And I really liked it. Also, the whole origin of Rivet and Kaufmo abstracting was done really great in this episode. I also really like the idea that they are brain scans. I know some people really didn't, but I kind of like the idea that they were brain scans, and the real versions of them walked away and had no idea about it. That's a really cool idea in my opinion, and I love it. Now for the negatives, I don't know. I think they should have done the ending differently, where the abstraction is undone and everyone is back to normal. And then Jax apologizes to everyone. And then there's a happy ending. Hooray! I really didn't like how much screen time Jax got in this episode. I didn't mind it, but like, half of the other characters don't really serve a role other than Pomni, who is obviously the main character, and Jax. It's the same issue in the show, where Jax as a character has too much screen time. But in this episode, it's longer than all of that combined. Also, by the way, Gango gets like 2 lines of dialogue, along with Zubul, Kinger, and Ragatha. And Kane. And Bubble doesn't even appear in here. What the heck? Anyways, this episode, 6 out of 10. Not the best episode, and also not the worst episode. Anyways, that's all for this video. Sorry this video took a month to make. This was originally the Mario Galaxy video, but I canceled that video because I don't want to go up against a lawsuit with Nintendo. Because obviously, they'll win. I'm trying to make these videos get done quicker because of the gap in between each upload. So I'm going to try to make it get done a lot quicker. My next video is on Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a video on Five Nights at Freddy's 4. I'm looking forward to uploading it in July. So yeah. Subscribe or else Rousey will put you into the digital circus. I've been Axzee, and I'm gonna go play some Fortnite. So, do you want me to do the outro or not? Yeah, sure, you can do the outro or whatever. Okay then.